Arizona's KJ Lewis is entered the portal. I think one of the more underrated guys who could be in the portal. We'll dive into why here in this video. Uh, but Riley, he's somebody who played a vital role off the bench for Tommy Lloyd's squad each of the last two seasons. Now he's hitting the portal. Just Lewis as a player, what should we know about him?
Downhill guard he plays almost like saying he plays like a power forward would be an insult. I don't mean it that way. He doesn't play like someone who's 6'4". Like he's looking to attack, attack, attack. Pretty explosive once he gets in the air. Gets to the free throw line a ton and does a little bit of everything on defense. I thought like I think he makes the most of his size, I will say. Like he maximizes his frame well, good block numbers, good steal numbers. Only thing he can't do is shoot. And I thought he showed a lot of promise of that his freshman year, but his shooting completely fell off a cliff this year. 18%, only 13 makes on the season. Really bad. But um, I think the right coach, and truth be told, I think Tommy Lloyd used him really well. Tommy Lloyd
Yeah.
really optimized him as a cutter and letting him make like off ball, like just his plays off ball. And he had his guards ready to find him cutting along the baseline for dunks and easy layups and like plays like that. So we'll see where his next stop will be if a coach can use him similarly, or maybe you can coax a little bit more 3-point shooting out of him. But yeah, definitely a fascinating player as like a glue guy with still a little bit of untapped upside.
Yeah, he's, I think, a really, really good defender, freak athlete, which allows him to be awesome in transition, awesome defensively as well. He knows how to use it too. Knows how to use the quickness, knows how to use his leaping ability. He's a lot of fun to watch. I think the game against Duke in the Sweet 16 highlighted both the highs and lows of him as a player
Hmm.
because he played pretty solid defense for the 21 minutes he was in the game. So only 3 and 9 from the field, didn't shoot a three, but Duke's defense is awesome. He made some good plays when he was able to get out in transition. The reason he only played 21 minutes though is because he fouled out. And fouls have been an issue for Lewis throughout his career. He uses that athleticism, but sometimes he's a little bit reckless with how his aggressiveness and how aggressive he plays. As Tommy Lloyd would tell it, he said this a number of times this year, that KJ Lewis would start for them if he could get his fouls under control.
To that, to your point, Ralph, 5 times in the month of March, he had 4 fouls or more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that. Like even just looking at the dialogue about him online, because he's someone who, again, like the upside that is there, the defensive tools are there, the athleticism is eye-popping. But it seems like Arizona fans that I've most seen just doing Twitter searches of his name, trying to figure out who's interested in him. The thing people keep coming back to is like his feel for the game, his basketball IQ. That seems to be the knock on him.
Yeah, let's go back to February 11th through the rest of the season. I'm just going to read to you the fouls that he's got, right? 4-0-4-5-3-5-4-0-4-1-4-1-1-5.
Can I give you some optimism, Ralph?
Yes,
He committed 5.6 fouls per 40 minutes last year and got it down to 4 fouls per 40 minutes
we're
this year.
getting there. It's a
So we're
step in the
yeah,
right
yeah.
direction. I do think that's enticing though for any coaching staff because he has so many things you can't teach. And if you're able to teach the lack of fouling to him, I think there is like a legitimate star in there
Hmm.
if you can harness some of that and get him to play a little bit more efficiently, which maybe taking some of the heart of who KJ Lewis is out of that. But I do think there's like certainly a high level power conference starter in there at his like max potential.
I don't know if I would say star, but I'm with you that like yeah, high level starter. I think for him the role is definitely like a glue guy extraordinaire, someone who can serve as even the secondary playmaker sometimes. Like he
Yep.
makes really good passing reads, and I would
He
say
does.
puts really good touch on his passes. And if you compare him with a lob threat type big, or even just one who's able to create positioning or establish positioning just on like duck ends. Like he's going to find the big when he gets into the paint. And yeah, to me, I'm like, I really thought Arizona was about as good of a fit as he had in terms of the way Lloyd just like has, I feel like Lloyd's offensive MO, he just has his guys playing so connected and knowing where to be and knowing where to cut. I mean, that was even something Caleb Love had talked about when he first transferred there from Carolina. You see like just the all the movement on the floor, the pace at which they play with, like it's a really easy environment for a guy who can play both on and off ball to thrive. And even I would say Lloyd gave him enough chances on ball to show what he could do to where I'm just kind of curious to see what he's looking for in this next stop. Um, just
Well,
because
yeah, off of that, what do you think he should be looking for? If you're him, then also what teams should be interested in him?
maybe some more on ball reps. Like, I don't know if he views himself as a point guard just because I know he has that passing acumen. I think that would be a mistake. Yeah, I don't like maybe if he thinks that's his path to the league since he is 6'4", is just being to be more of a combo than a wing. And if you put him on a team with a lob threat and shooters, then you give him a couple more on-ball reps and that succeeds. But yeah, like that to me would seem like the only explanation is he's thinking more so about his NBA future and he wants to go to find someone who's gonna unleash him as a more of a guard than a wing.
Yeah, a couple of schools that came to mind, two trains of thought. I think going to an up-tempo team similar to Arizona makes a lot of sense. Alabama has to overhaul a lot of their roster. Auburn is going to have to overhaul a lot of their roster. Teams that play like that, just up and down, want to run, I think is how you make the most out of his athleticism, quite frankly. And on those kind of teams, everybody has to be able to handle the ball and make plays. So to me, that makes sense. Florida's going to have to replace some people too.
I could see, I mean, if you're Todd Golden, is there any part of you that looks at KJ Lewis and you think, huh, I just got to a Final Four with a 6'2" guard who plays like he's a power forward and is
I think I
an
think
explosive
there's
athlete?
I think there's part of it. He's also an El Paso, Texas native. Maybe there's a return to Texas with Texas or maybe even Texas Tech potentially in the fold there. There's no connection here, and I understand there's a rivalry between these two schools, but for some reason he also strikes me as an Oregon guard,
Yeah, I could see that. He
like just him
feels
next to Shellstad.
uh-huh. That feels accurate. Feels kind of
Yeah,
Oregon.
yeah, it does.
I'm still thinking like I could see, yeah, with Texas Tech, I'd be looking for another coach that has been an offensive wizard as of late, and that's what McCaslin has turned himself into be. And I also don't think Darian Williams was like this 3-point sniper his 1 year. He was started out in Nevada, didn't he? Let's say Nevada. Hopefully no one fact checks me on that. Da, 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 da,
We have
da.
Google. We should Google
Yes,
this.
Darian Williams started out at Nevada, and
Yes, he did.
okay. Dang. He actually made 35 threes his 1 year at Nevada. I think that's significantly more than KJ Lewis has made in 2 years at Arizona. But I'm just thinking of like maybe McCaslin has something with turning guys into snipers that could be a good fit. I don't know. I kind of want to speak this into existence at Florida and let him be the Elijah Martin successor.
Be a great role for him. We'll see what happens with his recruitment. We'll have updates on it throughout the process on Sleepers Media YouTube channel here. So make sure you like and subscribe.
It is March, and that means that March Madness is upon us. And if you are looking for a place to play, Underdog Fantasy has you covered. Sign up and deposit using code SLEEPERS, that's code SLEEPERS, to receive up to $1,000 in bonus credit plus a free pick. Head over to Underdog Fantasy today and use promo code SLEEPERS to take advantage of this amazing offer.